Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California. Welcome to another Planting with Jewelyn video. It is Monday. It's my day off from teaching and dancing. I'm heading to Las Vegas next Tuesday night. So in a week, I'll be gone for a week. And I wanted to go ahead and dedicate today's video taking care of a handful of babies that have been propagating in water, and I want to set them up for their next home, which is in soil. I have a bunch of cuttings that were living in my propagation station, as well as a bunch of cuttings that were living on my shelf with my grow light that were either gifted to me or I purchased. So please enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And it is the last day in the 80s. I'm still in my workout clothes. I went to the gym this morning to dance, and I'm gonna take Evie to the beach after this because it is the last day in the 80s. It is 85 today, and then tomorrow it'll get cooler in the 60s. So we'll get another nice warm beach workout before the sun goes down, and then I'm meeting up with Tristan after that. So I'm actually excited to see how his plants are doing, and I told him I need to see pictures because I'm not gonna take his word until I see pictures that his new plant babies are doing good. And I'm kind of interested to see how the Hoyas that I gave him are doing as well. So I'll ask him when I see him tonight. So the first plant babies that I want to plant up are these aeoniums, and these were gifted to me, I want to say from Tanya, and they have been rooting in water, so I want to go ahead and take care of them. I actually want to, after I'm done with this Planting with Jewelyn video, I want to go ahead and maybe gather up my aeoniums and see if maybe I can gang these ones up with the ones that are currently in planters to kind of see if I can group them together instead of here and there. Watch my plant tour for the front of my home. You see I have aeoniums kind of hanging out here and there, and I just like how they fill up space. For these aeoniums, you see how they're growing weird and crazy? Now, would you keep them like this, or would you chop them and fix them up so that they're standing more upright, say for instance like this one? Because they're growing funny and I feel bad to chop off their legs, so I'm just letting them be and just rooting them up the way how it was given to me. But I don't know, I will think about it, or I'll wait till this video goes up, and then maybe when my grandma's here in a month, she can help me fix them up and I'll chop them down to the desired size. The only thing I'm thinking of, if I did want to fix this up, is maybe, say for instance, for this one, maybe cutting right here and then rooting it in water, and then it'll stay upright that way. And then for these ones too, I would probably cut it here and get it to root up, standing up straight, and here. I don't know, because this is together, this is separate, and they're just growing funny. I know aeoniums have an interesting way of growing, so I don't know if I should keep the aesthetic of the plant or try to help it and grow in a different direction. Let me know in the comments, what would you do? These were cuttings gifted to me, so I don't mind experimenting with them to see if I can change the way how it's growing. Okay, these are not very well rooted, so I'm just going to leave this as is, and this will live in the front of my house with a bunch of other babies that you haven't seen yet, which I will share in an upcoming greenhouse tour. I talked to my grandma on the phone last night about the greenhouse, and I told her that maybe when she gets here, I'll have her refresh the greenhouse, and then we can do a greenhouse tour before the year ends. I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set these on the side, just something I wanted to take care of because every little baby matters to me in my collection. So I have a soft spot for aeoniums, so thank you Tanya for these aeoniums. This is just a variegated Kalanchoe Kalancho that's been propagating in water for a while. I'm pretty sure the rest of the mother plant is somewhere, and I'll probably end up sticking it back together, but I don't see it from my point of view, so I'm just gonna stick it in its own planter for now. But something I've been wanting to do, but saving him for a propagation Planting with Jewelyn video. This has been rooted for a while, so take a look at the coloring on it. Isn't it so pretty? So glad I was able to take care of that. Now I have these variegated Peperomia obtusifolia, and I see the patterns here. Like this one is a little bit more marbled, and this one is actually from my plant here, which you see on my plant tour. So I think for the way how it is right now, like these are marbled, do you see that? And then these ones aren't, but maybe I'll put them together in the same planter, and then when it gets bigger, then I'll separate it. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because to just save on space. They're not full plants, they're just little cuttings that fell off of the mother plant when it got really windy. These were propagating on my shelf in my home, and these were propagating on my propagation station out here. So I think I'm just gonna have them all live together, and when they get bigger, then I'll separate them by variegation so they can have their own pot. But for now, they can live together and be roommates. These will live in the greenhouse. So any little fallouts from my plants, I save them, I propagate them, and then I'll save it for a video like this where I can do a bunch of planting. I'll save it for a planting with Jewelyn when I have a handful to graduate to the next step, which is soil. And I think in the future, maybe before I leave in a week, maybe I'll convert a few more house plants to leca balls just to experiment, because the plants that I do have in leca balls, like say for instance my marble queen pothos is doing so good. If you haven't watched my plant tour in my studio, check that out. It's doing so good. So I might actually convert my pothos and joy to leca balls, because right now it's not looking happy in my greenhouse, whatever's left. Okay, so I'm glad I was able to take care of that. So I just have them all here in one planter. Let's see how it does, and I'll make the next move when I see more growth. So needed to take care of that. There's two Pilea peperomioides. Pilea peperomioides. I have two of them. This one was in my water vessel on the wall on the side of my bed, and this one has been living in my bathroom. But do you see how big this is? So I think I'm going to shift this one into soil, and this is a planter that actually Catherine gave me when I went over to her house to do her plant tour, because she knows I love white planters. So thank you, Catherine. I think I'm gonna stick this in here, and then I might convert this one to leca balls and live in here till it gets a little bit bigger. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna try to figure out if there's any cuttings that can house in that one vessel that the baby came out from on the wall. I have a bunch of leca balls in here, so I'm just going to dump this in here. Look at this, isn't this great? I love living in leca balls, so good. This one was living in my bathroom in leca balls. Okay, so we'll use this in a second. Let's see here. Let's get some houseplant soil in here. Let's mix it all up. Pines. Alright, so you're gonna live in here, and I think during the holidays I'm gonna look at my Pilea collection and maybe give some to friends. I don't know yet. The only person I ever gave a baby to is Catherine, I believe. I don't think anybody else in my little circle of plant friends has ever gotten a baby from me besides Catherine. I like to kind of keep them all because I paid so much for these. Version is the tall spaced out version, not the short bushy version, which I know I talk about often every time I touch them. So hopefully it likes living in this soil mixture, and I'll figure out a place for it. But just wanted to just kind of graduate it because that jar is getting small. But I do want to bring this back up and put this guy into leca balls in return. So let's have you move into leca balls. Let's see how it likes its new home. I think you have a problem with leca balls. You still have something to grow into. So that's the new baby in there. Now I want to take care of, I'm just doing little odds and ends because this is like the perfect time for me to do it. This is my philodendron Jose Buono, and look, a new leaf unfurled. I'm so happy. So now that I see new leaf and it's doing really good in leca balls in water, I want to graduate it to soil, and I have one of my plastic planters here from Amazon. I think I did the right choice doing leca balls and water until it gets established, and then now that it's showing me that it's happy, I can give it some soil to give me more new growth. Look at that, look at the root system. I think you're just gonna live in here. Okay. Wish me luck. Okay. Kind of a big deal for me to do this for this plant. Never had it touch soil since it's been with me. And then we'll see when I come back in December from Las Vegas. If it doesn't look happy, I'll throw it back into leca balls, but I want to say it should be okay. This will go back into my bathroom. What do you guys think? Looks so different in soil. Okay. So that's the new look of the plant. Okay. I'll keep you posted, but this will probably be in this month's pot of fame. Another one that I'm really excited to show you the progress on is my painted lady, and this is a cutting that I got from my trade with my subscriber in Santa Clarita. Look at all of the roots here, and then there's a little leaf here unfurling, if you see that. Look at how special that is. So I'm gonna just put it in a white plastic planter, which by the way Catherine gave me. And she's like, I know you love plastic white planters too. I said, yep. So I'm gonna just stick it in here. When it gets bigger, then I'll give it a, like maybe a ceramic planter or something, a white one. So let's see, you know, when I come back next month, I want to see if this plant is doing good, and if not, I'll make some switches. So happy to do this for the plant today. Yay, it's growing up. My Monstera Peru. This is just half of the cuttings that are rooted. And this one rooted on me. So if you see the root there. And then these two were given with me with roots already. So I want to go ahead and plant them up in today's video. And the other rest of my Monstera Peru cuttings are still not giving me any aerial roots. So this is just some of my Monstera Peru cuttings. The rest has not even given me any growth in their root system and the propagation vessel. So there's just still a node there. So we'll see, because this one rooted up so quick for me. And these were already rooted when she gave it to me. So I'm gonna put it in this planter, and then when the rest root up, then we'll have them join them in this one. So let's see how it does for me. Kind of nervous. It's my first time having this plant. So I think I'm gonna leave you in the center, and then since these are just one leaf cuttings, I'll stick you here, and then I'll stick this other leaf on the other side. I think that looks good. This is exciting. My mom found a different groomers for Evie by our pizza shop, so Evie's getting her hair cut next week, Wednesday. She always gets her hair groomed in Las Vegas. Everything to do, like as far as for services, like my nails, or like threading my eyebrows, or Evie's groomers, I do all of that in Las Vegas because it's cheaper, and I've just been going to the same people for years now, so I just wait till my Vegas trips to do things like that for Evie and I. Okay, this is a big deal. Can't believe I'm doing this for the Monstera Peru cuttings. So this is the best I can do for whatever I have and that's ready to move on. And that's the best I can get it. Okay, what do you guys think? Not that bad, right? We did a lot. Okay, so I have them all ganged up here, and I put a bamboo stake here for the aeoniums because it's so top heavy that it's flopping down because it's not rooted in the soil. I'm gonna have to water it and help it out. And then I noticed a little baby fell off of the mother plant, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just stick it on the soil, and hopefully it'll turn into a new plant. So there's some cool things besides my cuttings that I've been propagating on the propagation station or on my plant shelf with my grow light, like the aeoniums, the kalanchoe. What else do I have? The pileas. I shifted it, put this one into soil and put this one into leca balls, and I'll probably maybe gift these, I'm not sure, for the holidays. Probably. We'll see what happens. And then I have my rare babies here, the painted lady, the Monstera Peru, and my philodendron here giving me a new leaf. And I'm really excited about doing this for all of them today. The littlest things matter to me. You know, like these aeoniums were gifted to me from Tanya, and I love them just as much as any of the plants on here. So I wanted to at least sit down and plant up a few babies that were needing this step 2 for propagation and setting them up in their new home. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I have my little mister here, and I'm gonna give them some TLC. I'll probably do fertilized water before I leave. I want to have them get adjusted to living in soil first for a week, and then I'll come in with fertilized water before I leave next week. But I'll keep you posted, and I'm excited to see what they look like when I come back from Las Vegas. I want to say that's like 2-3 weeks from now. That should be a good enough time to see if they like living with this new setup. I love all of the plant babies so much. I'm glad I was able to do a propagation video setting them up for their next phase in plant life. Because now that I have this aeoniums planted up, and now that I have my beautiful aeonium that I got from Ventura planted up, I'm looking at it now, I'm gonna probably do an aeonium collective video before the year ends. And I think sometime soon after that, I'm gonna do maybe a philodendron collective video now that I got these ones planted. Before I wrap up today's video, I wanted to do another plant friend shout out. This is going to Chima, posted up a week ago on one of my plant tours for fall. It says here, new subscriber, love it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you're new, welcome. Subscribe for daily uploads at 5 a.m. And if you have any of the plant babies, let me know, how are you styling them? Do you propagate from them and make more babies? And are you currently propagating anything right now and shifting them into soil like what I just did? I would love to see that in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye.